Hello, it's good to be back again in this midweek reflection. Yesterday I went down to the beach for a walk. I quite often walk the full length of the Aberdeen front. And as I was walking, I became aware of a number of quite small birds in the water. They were young guillemots. Now, a juvenile guillemot flies from the nest, lands in the water, and soon after that, its main flying feathers begin to moult. And it can't fly again until its flight feathers begin to grow. And when they're mature feathers, then the bird can fly. So this little guillemot, floating, swimming in an ocean of possibility, opportunity and risks. Whole life ahead of it if it can survive the 2 or 3 weeks until the feathers are ready to fly again. I hope the one I photographed makes it. We have hundreds of thousands of young people this week, next week and in coming weeks who are off to college and to university. It's hard enough to do that, but in the midst of a pandemic, when we've been through so much in terms of restrictions, shutdowns, interrupted education, having to do things online and differently from we had expected, all of that. But then also, for these young people, the excitement of independence, the chance to start building their dream brick by brick, beam by beam. Oh, there'll be all kinds of other things like learning to cook for themselves, although I guess that many of them will find their own ways of feeding themselves. Pasta and pizza used to be the staple, and for many I guess it still is. But there is this strange excitement of going away to a new place, to a city, where there will be potential friends amongst the crowds of strangers that they will meet. And yes, there will be times of homesickness and loneliness, but also the satisfaction of being able to make your own decisions and living with the consequences. And if they're good decisions, good and well. And if they turn out not to be such good decisions, well, that too is part of education. I'm fond of a particular poem by the Welsh poet Edward Thomas. It was written for his daughter Helen, and he imagines that he has an enormous storehouse out of which he can select only some things that he can give to his daughter to help her in her life. Here are some of the words of that poem. I would give you youth, all kinds of loveliness and truth, a clear eye as good as mine, lands, waters, flowers, wine. But if I could choose freely in that great treasure house, anything from any shelf, I would give you back yourself, and power to discriminate what to want and want it not too late. Wanting, desire, hopes, dreams, the sheer energy that's in young life trying to make all of those things happen. It's a great time of life and it's a great way to be. And university or college or school or wherever, these are places of discovery and the pursuit of a wisdom that will stand in good stead as life goes on. Learning all kinds of things like respect for others, humility in learning, openness to new ideas, the excitement of exploring and asking questions and learning to live with, or even to live, the answers. And we want for our young people that when they go to these places, that they will be safe, that being there will help them to flourish, that they'll learn there to make mistakes, forgive themselves, learn from these mistakes and go on. Yes, the power to discriminate what to want and want it not too late. And so we would want in our prayers to give God thanks for all our young people, the ones we know, the ones we don't know. And to give thanks and be grateful that in our community there are these young folk with their energy and their vision, their enthusiasm and their hopefulness, their potential and their gifts. And may they grow into all they have it in themselves to be. And like those young guillemots, may they learn to fly the oceans and scale the cliffs. Thanks for sharing this reflection. And in this coming week, take time in your prayers to pray for our young people as they go off to university or college or into employment or whatever new journeys they are taking. Thank you.